Hey man, there's one truth. Most men learn the hard way. When a woman realizes she can no longer control you, she will try to destroy you. Not because she's evil, but because control was her sense of safety. It was her proof of power, her quiet confirmation that you still cared. When that power disappears, when your silence no longer responds, when your emotions no longer react, when your presence no longer bends, it threatens everything she built her identity on. And in that moment, her love turns into fear, and that fear turns into vengeance. Not always loud, not always obvious, but slow, subtle, and psychological. The kind that targets your peace, not your body. You have to understand this. For many women, love isn't about connection, it's about control. When she knows how to trigger you, how to guilt you, how to keep you emotionally hooked, that's when she feels secure. She doesn't need to own your mind if she can manipulate your emotions, and as long as you keep reacting, she knows she still has influence. But the day you stop, the day you look at her chaos with calm eyes and respond with indifference, is the day she feels powerless. And powerless women rarely walk away quietly. At first, she'll test you. She'll push your buttons, provoke you, say things she knows used to get under your skin. She's not trying to hurt you. She's trying to measure your emotional temperature. She wants to see if the man she could once move with a word still exists. When you don't react, when you stay calm, collected, and detached, that's when she realizes the leash is gone. And that realization terrifies her more than heartbreak ever could. Because she's not losing you, she's losing control over how you feel. When a woman can't control you through love, she'll try through chaos. She'll twist the story, play the victim, and use your silence as a weapon against you. She'll say you've changed, that you've become cold, that you don't care anymore. But deep down, she knows you still care, just not in a way that benefits her anymore. Your care has boundaries now. Your energy has direction, and that's what drives her mad. Because she doesn't miss your love. She misses her ability to dictate how you express it. When she can't control your emotions, she'll attack your image. She'll start planting seeds in other people's minds, subtle words, half-truths, emotional narratives designed to make you look like the villain. Because if she can't control how you see her anymore, she'll try to control how others see you. It's not about truth, it's about perception. Control is her oxygen, and when she can't breathe it directly from you, she'll find it in social sympathy. That's why so many men stay silent, not because they're weak, but because they know fighting back only feeds her narrative. A woman who feels she's losing control doesn't want peace. She wants a reaction. Every argument, every accusation, every attempt to pull you back into emotional chaos is her way of saying, prove that I still matter. And the moment you react, even in defense, she wins. Because your reaction tells her she still has influence. That's why emotional detachment is the ultimate power. It doesn't just protect your peace, it starves her ego. At first, she'll confuse your calm for weakness. She'll think you're detached because you don't care, or worse, because you've found someone else. But what she doesn't understand is that real masculine strength isn't loud, it's silent. It's the kind of strength that doesn't need validation, doesn't need revenge, doesn't need to prove a point. It just moves on, and nothing breaks a controlling woman more than a man who moves on without explanation, because silence to her feels like death. It's the end of her influence, the collapse of her emotional empire. When you no longer react, she starts to panic. She'll go through emotional stages like withdrawal, first denial, then anger, then desperation. She'll reach out with nostalgia, pretending she misses the old you, but nostalgia isn't love. It's manipulation wrapped in sentiment. She doesn't miss you. She misses the power she had over you. And if you fall for it, if you respond out of guilt or comfort, you give her exactly what she wants, your focus. And once she has that, the cycle begins again. When you stop being her emotional puppet, she starts looking for control elsewhere. That's why you'll often see her quickly dating someone new. It's not always love, it's validation. It's proof to herself that she can still control someone. The new man becomes her emotional rebound, a replacement for the power she lost over you. But here's the irony, that relationship will crumble too. Because what she's chasing isn't connection, it's control. And control isn't sustainable when it's rooted in insecurity. The moment she realizes that you're not chasing, not competing, not proving, something inside her breaks. because she knows that kind of peace doesn't come from indifference, it comes from mastery. You've mastered your emotions, your responses, your focus, and once a man masters those, he becomes untouchable. That's what she'll never forgive. Not that you left, but that you evolved. Because in her story, she was supposed to be the one who outgrew you. When a woman can't manipulate your emotions, she'll try to rewrite your history. She'll pretend you were never as good as she once claimed. She'll minimize your presence, your effort, your importance, all to protect her ego. Because admitting that she lost a good man means admitting that she destroyed her own stability. And the female ego will do anything to avoid that truth. So she'll distort the narrative, but deep down, every time your name comes up, she'll feel that sting. That mix of guilt, shame, and regret that never truly fades. She'll stalk your silence like a detective. Check your posts, your stories, your energy. She'll analyze the smallest details, who you follow, what you like, how often you appear online. And when she realizes that you're no longer reacting to her, no longer orbiting her world, she'll start to spiral. Because she can't stand the idea that you're calm while she's in chaos. Control was supposed to be hers, but now, the man she once ruled emotionally walks freely, and freedom is something she doesn't forgive easily. The destruction she attempts isn't always external. Sometimes it's emotional. She'll try to guilt you, to make you question yourself. She'll say, "You've changed," or "You don't care anymore." But what she really means is, "I can't reach you anymore." Her words are projection, reflections of her fear, not your flaws. The man who used to bend now stands firm, and that shift threatens her identity. Because in her mind, control was love, and without control she feels unloved. When a woman's manipulation fails, she becomes addicted to trying harder. She'll switch between sweetness and cruelty, empathy and attack. One day she'll compliment you, the next she'll insult you. It's emotional whiplash designed to confuse you, because confusion breeds reaction, and reaction gives her access. But the more grounded you stay, the faster she burns out. Because emotional games require fuel, your attention. Without it, her tactics collapse under their own weight. When you stop feeding her ego, she'll try to feed off your reputation. That's when the whispers begin. She'll try to control how others perceive you, hoping it'll make you react. But you can't fight perception with words. You fight it with silence, because silence over time exposes lies. The truth always outlives gossip, and when the dust settles, people will see her patterns clearly, while you'll still be standing tall, unmoved, calm, and untarnished. A woman who can't control a man will try to make him doubt himself. That's her last weapon, confusion. She'll try to blur the lines between reality and emotion, making you second-guess your own memories, but that only works on men who are emotionally needy. Once you find peace within yourself, once you stop needing external validation, you become immune. Because peace and confusion can't coexist. One always kills the other. When she realizes her control is gone, her worst fear becomes watching you be fine without her. That's the true destruction. Seeing the man she once dominated, walking freely, smiling, glowing, unbothered. That image haunts her because it reveals the truth. She never had power over you. She only had power over your emotions, and once you mastered those, her illusion of dominance shattered completely. She'll try to convince others that she's the victim, but the real victim was the man who cared too much for too long. The man who gave, who forgave, who tried to fix what was never broken, her control. But that man no longer exists. He died the day he realized that peace is worth more than approval. And from that day on, no manipulation, no guilt, no emotional chaos could ever reach him again. The destruction she attempts will always fail, not because she stops trying, but because you stop responding. That's the beauty of emotional maturity. It makes you invincible. You realize that you don't need to defend yourself, you don't need to prove your side, you don't need to fight every narrative. Time reveals everything, and while she wastes her energy spinning stories, you're building your next chapter in silence. Men often fear losing control in relationships, but the truth is, control is an illusion. The moment you need someone to act a certain way to feel at peace, you've already lost control. Real control is inner calm. It's emotional sovereignty. It's knowing that no one, not even the woman you love, can manipulate your peace without your permission. And once you find that, no woman can destroy you again. When she can't control you anymore, she'll realize too late that she never truly knew you. She only knew the version she could manipulate, the version that tried, that explained, that cared too much. The real you, the one she meets when you detach, is a stranger, a mystery she can't decode. And that's what haunts her, the fact that the man she thought she owned was always more powerful than she imagined. Eventually, she'll exhaust herself. Every game, every tactic, every attempt to provoke you will fail, and in that failure, she'll face the one thing she avoided all along, herself. The emptiness she filled with control now stares back at her. The silence she feared becomes her teacher, and the man she tried to destroy becomes her mirror, a reflection of everything she lost when she tried to dominate instead of love. That's why, brother, your peace is your weapon. The calmer you get, the weaker her manipulation becomes. The quieter you get, the louder her guilt grows. The more you walk away, the more she crumbles under the weight of her own choices. Because nothing destroys a manipulative person faster than their own reflection, and your silence is that reflection. In the end, she won't destroy you. She'll destroy herself trying. Because every false story, every emotional trap, every desperate attempt to win back control only exposes her more. While you evolve, she unravels. While you heal, she hurts. While you move forward, she gets stuck in the past, because that's where her power used to exist. And there's no greater punishment than watching the man you once controlled walk away untouchable. So remember this, the moment a woman realizes she can't control you, she'll try to destroy you, but only if you let her. Your strength isn't in fighting back, it's in not engaging. It's in choosing peace over war, discipline over chaos, silence over reaction. Because when a man stops being controlled by emotion, he becomes something rare, unstoppable. And that's when she finally understands, she never destroyed you, she only exposed herself.